Good morning, Barb.
Is this going to be our new, signature opener? Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just say, please, no.
Guten Morgen.
That's our other one. We'll have to come up with another language.
Okay, yes. We have got several.
Oh, yeah. Buenos dias.
Barb,
Carrie.
I'm in a new book.
Okay.
I'm so glad. I'm in the Gospels now, going through parables. And I'm basing the Bible study on this great book by Dallas Willard, The Scandal of the Kingdom, or something like that. Anyway, the first parable he's talking about, or that I'm reading, is the parable of the sower. Remember the sower?
I'll give you a hug if you need. It's the dog. Here,
It's the hound. The hound. Okay.
Sit.
He's talking about sowing all these seeds and how the sower goes out to sow all these seeds, and our heart has to be receptive and open to these seeds. And then in response to those seeds, what we do in response with what's been sown in us. And I was asking him, what is the difference between being obedient and responsive to his word and striving? Oh, I'm a Christian, so I have to go out and blah, 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 all the things, and then I'm living this totally religious life because of these seeds that have been sown in me. And really, God's not asking me to do any of those things. What's the difference? So he said the difference was that when he sows things in our heart to do, those seeds that say, hey, these are action seeds, do this or do that, or here's an opportunity, walk this way. It's him motivated, as opposed to if I'm striving, it's me motivated. God forbid, I would ever selfishly do things in the kingdom because it makes me look better, or it makes me feel good about myself or my existence on the planet. So I'm going to go feed the poor because then I can cross it off my list of noble duties. That is striving, as opposed to when he plants things in me, I'm responding to what he's saying and the invitation and the way that he's opened the path in front of me. I'm just stepping into it.
You see what's happening here? I'm sorry. This is so profound. I'm about to get taken out by a dog trying to...
Yes, I see what's happening here. That's all I got, Barb. Wait, there was a question.
Yes. So my question to you in this is, because I can already hear people asking this question, how do you know the difference between when God is motivating you to do something and when it's like a religious spirit saying, oh, I have to do this because it's the right thing to do?
Because I'm a Christian.
It's the Christian thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think the first thing you do is you check your heart. Am I, just ask yourself the question and have an honest conversation with yourself. Am I doing this because it'll look good to the church? It'll look good to other people. It will help me check off my list that I did something notable at Christmas or something, right? So ask yourself that first. And then if you really can't tell the difference, I think it's better to err on the side of being religious than not doing anything, not being called to action. At least start the process, and then God can call you on it and say, hey, this is really motivated by your own selfishness here.
What's that principle that an object in motion will stay in motion until force is put upon it? Friction being on Earth, we have deal with gravity, we deal with friction, and so a ball will stop rolling unless there is a stronger force that keeps it moving.
The inertia principle. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I know.
Yeah.
I just threw that in there.
Talking around it.
Kind of like a scientist.
Yes, thank you, Barb. Inertia is exactly that Newton's law about an object not in motion stays not in motion, whereas an object in motion stays in motion, right? But to get an object in motion takes a pretty violent force pressing on it. Because the rest of my conversation was, okay, God, you've invited me into this opportunity. And honestly, getting myself up and into that opportunity, I just go, I don't want to. I don't want to put myself in motion. It takes so much energy to get myself in motion. And I feel like he said, the will is like inertia, or inertia. Pretty sure that's the opposite.
It's the force that acts upon inertia.
Yeah. I like my word better. It's way faster.
Seriously.
Seriously. But like, for example, we do a thing on Sunday mornings at a nursing home. And every Sunday morning, it takes a violent act of my will to get it going out the door. And when I feel that resistance, I think, well, I want to give into it and go, well, I'm not going to do this thing that God has opened up for me to do. I don't want to do it. Every Sunday. But I recognize that the will, like, it takes some pushing of the will to get it actually into that obedience mode or stepping into that place that God's calling us to do. So don't be fooled by that. Like, don't assume, oh, well, then I'm not supposed to be doing this because I have to make myself do it. That's not the indicator. That's just inertia. And God was explaining, once you get in motion and start in motion, it'll be easier, which it is easier now than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are definitely things in our life where it doesn't take a violent act of your will because it brings us joy and we love doing it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things where we have to make this choice. Sometimes it's by obedience or whatever it is, but to get the thing moving. And then once we do, the blessing meets us there.
It's so true, because God knows the things that bring us joy ultimately.
Yeah.
And this brings me so much joy once I get there.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to do it. And he knew that about me. So he's like, okay, it's going to take that violent force of your will to get you there. But once I'm there, I'm so happy. And he knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. That's
See
it.
ya.
Good morning.